in the beginning, like you're not going to be awesome at powerlifting. Like it's just not plausible unless you're like a freak. So just use those first couple years as a learning experience from the judges, the flow of the meet, the warm-ups, and maybe this can transition to the next topic. Like I feel like newer lifters, they fall into this thing where it's like they see guys like me or whoever, oh, I'm just going to do one meet a year. It's like, no, dude, like look at my open powerlift. It's 4 to 5 meets a year. And I think that's what benefited me so good because people, and I don't know if this is the internet thing or people trying to sell coaching or programming. There's no such thing as, in my opinion, there's no such thing as a meet prep in the beginning of your career. Everything's a meet prep because you're just getting stronger. So just do the reps on the platform, get that experience. Like you really think a guy that's going to total 1,100 needs a hypertrophy phase, strength phase, peak phase, or whatever the shit's been labeled as now? Like, no, definitely not. Like just do a heavy set of 5 for a week or 2 and then just kind of peak up and see where you're at. And yeah, so what I'm getting with that is just newer lifters, I think you should compete more.
Well, they need to learn how to compete.
Yes. And just from like, dude, even as something as simple as like the warm-up room, like, especially if you're doing a variety of different meets, like you have to be ready for the timing. You have to be able to figure out how to pay attention to the stuff. It's the little things that I've noticed that people have trouble with that I overlook because I've been around so long. And luckily for me, I do feel like I'm good at figuring stuff out like that on the fly and just catching on and adapting to things. But I also got lucky because I trained with the best guys in the world of that era coming up and I was competing alongside those guys. So like I was always in a good environment to learn from.
So you didn't have to figure it out per se. They're just telling you where to go, what to do.
Kind of, yeah. Or I would just pay attention back there. And that's another thing. New lifters, they just don't pay attention. Especially now, like they just kind of go back there, fuck around. Like even set up cameras in the warm-up room. It's like, how about we just focus on getting on a foam roller before we go to the bar first?
Yeah, yeah.
But
so you see that a lot.
Oh yeah, a lot.
Because I wonder about that because
I don't know if the word's ignorance or if it's just like they expect things, because it could be everyone has a coach now, right? So they're always told what to do in training, especially in the beginning, where they don't really have to think for themselves and there's no like critical thinking. Like even warm-ups, like how do I warm up? It's like, what?
Well, yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's like, I don't know. You fucking go till you feel good and don't waste your energy. I guess it's just the stuff where you and I would think is common sense. Maybe it's not, or maybe it is, but maybe it's just not being exposed to them enough.
Well, I wonder because I'm big into this auto regulation thing. So if we're to take any your what 3 weeks out or something like that now. So your last heavy squat day, you probably made like 5 decisions before you even got to the gym.
Oh yeah.
And then as you're warming up, you're making another 10 different decisions on what jumps to be able to take.
Yeah.
And if all of that, if everything was regimented from the very beginning, where here's your sheet, you need to do this, this, and that's all you ever do because that's what you're told to do. You don't develop the skill that you have now to be able to make all those micro decisions. There's decisions you're making, you don't even know you're making.
Yeah. And like, if you're going to use that last heavy squat day, like it depends on how your training's set up or like how you think of things, but usually it's like second attempt-ish or some shit. They have to hit it 2 weeks out. There's always like a magic thing for people. But if you're like under recovered, not feeling good, like instead of being like, I need to hit this number, and it's like, let's just go down 5-10%, and it still feels hard like that should have been, you're probably getting the same out of it. And if you're sticking to that sheet or sticking to that plan where you need to force that number, whether you grind it out, fuck yourself up, or completely miss it, which is going to be a mind fuck, you are probably taking away from your meat rather than just adjusting on the fly.
Yeah. Well, see, one plate may not feel like one plate. Oh, so then you'll do it twice.
Yes.
Or 3 times before you go up, right? That's a learned skill.
Yeah. And that's something I tell people a lot. It's just, if you're warming up and it feels like shit, just do it again. Like there's no way doing 2 to 3 sets with the bar or one plate for someone that's, let's say 400, that's not going to take energy out of their system. And if if that is the case, I think there's a bigger problem there.
Well, the flip side of that is then they have to be mentally strong enough to, if they get to a meet, they may not be able to do that.
Yeah, because
you may
blow the warm-up room and stuff like that. Yeah. These little things, it's funny we're talking about it. You don't really think of things until like you're verbalizing it and you have to look at it from all the points of view. But yeah, you're right. Because sometimes if a warm-up room is crowded, you can't be like, hey, let's take these 4 plates off the bar because my hip's shifting to the left.
Yes, you can. You just have to.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I wonder if the warm-ups even matter, because I'm sure you've had meets that you've warmed up, then you wait
dude.
45 minutes until
Mm-hmm.
your first attempt.
Exactly. And that's, again, if a meet's ran like it's usually ran, like, you know how not to do that, but shit happens.
Yeah.
I remember the first meet I did, there was 785 at 220. So it was like a third attempt. It was the first world record I hit. And then Brian Curl and all the guys like, dude, just load 800 pounds for a fourth attempt. And I'm like, I guess, like, the adrenaline dumped. I'm like, it moved really well. I don't know. But then what happened is it was a multiply meet. Joe Jordan went ahead of me and he fell or something. He was hurt. He was on the ground for a long time. I think it was him. Or maybe he was helping someone, but he was there. And it was like 30 minutes before I got to go. And I'm like, all right, well, there goes this. I guess I'll still do it since they loaded it. But like, I knew going in, I was like, I'm going to rack this bar and it's going to feel like terrible. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, so shit happens. So you have to be able to, where I'm going with this is I think they stick to the coach's designated plan too much.
I agree. And then then on the flip side, someone's going to hear this and be like, yeah, like, if I'm feeling awesome, I'm just going to keep going up and up. So they have to really figure out when to push, when to pull on their own, but when it's intelligent to do so.
Well, if it was you, right, and you were in that position where it's feeling really good and you think that you can go up higher, right, you probably wouldn't. But if you were to consider that,
I would have.
Back in the day, but if you're smart, you're going to think, now, if I do this, how's it going to change?
Mm-hmm.
My deadlift, that may be 2 days after this.
Exactly.
Right.
That's
so you're
exactly
making those decisions, right? So is this worth doing this? Because my deadlift sucks right now and I really need that to work.
Yeah. Like with my squat, there's a lot of times where it feels terrible. Like, I just know it's not going to be a good day. So sometimes, and again, it's one of those things, like, it might just be a bitch, it might be intelligent, a little bit of both, where I'll go to like 4 reds, so 496. And I'm like, okay, this 705 for 3 is not happening today. Like, you just know, or maybe you could force it, who knows? But for me, it's like, I'm confident enough in myself where I can like miss a squat week essentially and come back and do well the next week when I need to for the meet. But at the same time, I'm also thinking of the future training sessions that week too, because you don't want that domino effect of your whole week sucking because you made that one shit decision out of ego or pride 2 days earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I really handle my own game day decisions, even on accessory work. Like, okay, like, I got 2 hard sets on something like the hack squat today. My knees are killing me, just does not feel good. Am I really going to go backwards by just reducing the weight 50% or even skipping it altogether? No, it's probably going to help me.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's that fine line of like, am I just being a bitch or am I making an intelligent decision?
Well, that's the skill you got to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that will go back to,
and that's why it's so important these lifters start thinking for themselves and doing it longer than a few years if they actually want to be good at it. Because what happens, I feel like, is these lifters, they're so guided from the beginning, which is going to have its pros, but obviously have its cons like we're talking about. And they kind of get to this point between that 3 and 5 year mark, if they're lucky, where it just gets super hard and they don't know how to like be self-aware and think for themselves. And then it just all goes to shit. It almost like ruins your experience with the sport.
Well, I think it's critical because you can see that in your own path here.
Yeah.
Right. So you hit that one spot and it becomes really, really hard to get stronger. Mm-hmm. And the game really isn't even about getting stronger at that point anymore. It's about displaying the strength to your best of your ability every time you go out. And it's a different game.
Mm-hmm. Because depending where you're at, depending on who you are, there's phases in powerlifting, if you want to call it a career. If we use like an easy number of 10 years, which is well above the average, in my opinion. Well, not my opinion. I think that's a fact.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. There's going to be a point where it's like, it's not your training, dude. It's your lifestyle now. And we talked about this last time where for me, I got so ingrained in that because it fell off so hard when I wasn't able to kind of put everything together, like outside of the gym, where I'm like, I'm so doubled down on that. I'm like going into my training sessions, like nonchalantly, and you got to find that balance between like training hard, recovering, and just doing things most of the time. And that's going to be better than going all in on one aspect. Like for some people it's nutrition or sleep or quote unquote recovery, whatever, however you want.
So how do you balance that now that your gym's expanded? Because you've moved into 3 times bigger footprint?
2 times.
Two.
But so with me, with the actual gym for me, it's luckily it kind of runs on its own because it's 24/7 keep, but I still have to be there. I train sessions. I have a whole bunch of people online. I have a lot of things I do. And for me, it's just time blocking, like we talked about in the beginning. But it's for me, the struggle is being able to go from here to here and just be good to train. Because with the training aspect for me, it's like everyone thinks like, oh, you're going to gym, like you can just work out whenever you want and it's so much easier.
Yeah, but you're there all the time.
It's so much harder, man. Like when if I had a hard job outside of the gym and I had to drive there, do this, the gym would be so much easier for me than being at the gym and coaching a bunch of people.
I understand 100%.
And even when I started, I'm like, oh, this is going to be awesome for my powerlifting. Like I'm going to be fucking at the gym all day. I can on my own schedule. But then if you want to prioritize your business as well and make it successful and make sure everyone around you is doing well, like there's a lot of different hats you wear. And it's being able to take one off and put one on and sticking with that hat for that given period of time.
So you train in the morning or at night?
It really depends now. I very rarely train at night, but it's either at like 7, 8 in the morning or like,
see, that's good though, because you can go in and get it. You can go in with the lifter of mind.
So I'm a little lucky, right? I have a guy, Sam, he's a 72-year-old dude. And he's just the dude that's like, I just need you here. Tell me what to do and I'll do it. And I just pay you. So I show up. Like been with him since 2017 in person. So I can really just, on some of my days, he's my 7:30 to 8:30 pretty much every day. So I start my training session at 7. He walks in between sets. I'm like, hey, just go do this 3 times. And he's totally cool with it. Is that going to happen? No, definitely not. So those are my early sessions. And those are the lighter ones where I know it's just like an hour and a half, like my bench accessory or whatever. But yeah, dude, that's fucking great to get it out of the way. But usually like my main days, I need a little more time and structure. So I have to push that to like 11, 12, 1, 2. And then I have to manage that with, okay, this day I have to go pick up my kid from camp or school and make it back here for this, get her to gymnastics. So I have to be very strategic on when I actually get underneath the bar, warm up and leave. And I guess my answer to your question is it depends on the time in the session and how long I know I need for that session.
There's a lot of times
and it's fucking tough, dude.
I'm
up at 4 a.m. So it's like a 7-hour workday before I get into the bar, and then I got to go right back to quote unquote work, if you want to call it that.
Yes. What I found is if it's like Saturday and Sunday, it's the first thing I do so it's nothing works. I'm not working before.
Yeah.
But when I would train at night, I would have to just leave and drive around the block or something, just get out to be able to come back in because your head's like stuck in work.
It's like brain fog.
It's fucked up. I mean, like you could just be working. I just remember the story of your daughter. I gave her that bad impression by using that.
Yeah. She's worse.
Yeah. So it's all because of me. And, but to be able to break out and come back, because you could be working on like freaking ads or some crap and you're in like ad headspace.
Yeah.
Like it's time to train. You can't get out of ad headspace to be able to train. It's rough, man.
And then it's funny because you get so used to that. So my Saturdays, I squat in the morning. It's very rare where I have a session where I'm working before like 8:30 on a Saturday, but it happens. But sometimes I feel lost. I'm like, what am I going to do for the next 2-3 hours when I wake up before I go squat? Because I'm so used to doing something. So it's like, okay, I guess I'll eat now, get to the gym early, and then you just look for something to do. I mean, that's how it is for me, at least.
Well, that can be tricky, right? Because you can do like emails. You can do like small crap.
Because you want to get it out of the way.
Yeah.
And then it's like, shit, now I can't get too locked in with this aspect because now it's going to be hard to switch back to the gym. So really for me, I think it's just a matter of that whole non-negotiable mindset of like, okay, for these 3 hours, fuck everything else. I'm just going to focus on the lifting.